Hello and welcome to the Nippon Budokan, the legendary home of Judo. It's day 5 of the Paralympic Games, day 3 of Judo, and this is the final session. I've got a bit of a tear in my eye. However, we are going to finish off with a bang. We have had 4 men's and 4 women's weight categories already, and today, to finish off with, we are going to have a different kind of Judo. We are going to have the heavyweights.
And indeed, the heavyweights they will be. We've got the plus 70 kilo, the plus 90 kilo in the men's, the minus 90, the plus 100, the super heavyweights of Judo. Judo in Japanese means the gentle way, and it refers to a fable of a tree branch bending under the weight of snow, but never breaking. And the power of these athletes is yet to be seen. Who's going to take gold? Who's going to take bronze? It's all ready for you right now.
I don't know about the gentle way. If we're having the men's under 90s and over 100s, it's going to be the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Starting off with the men's under 90s bronze medal contests. 2 bronze medals being given out. We have a big podium in the combat sports. Women's under 70s, men's under 100, women's over 70s, and then to finish off with a bang, the really big fellas, the men's over 100 kilo category. Gold, silver and 2 bronzes thus far. We have had 5, count them, 5 gold medals for Azerbaijan, 2 for Uzbekistan, 1 for Algeria. But looking at the lineups for the finals, it's guaranteed that there's going to be a bit more of a geographical spread today. All of the action is on mat 1. Oh, speaking of geographical spread, there's some Ukrainian flags in the crowd. There's a couple of Ukrainians going for bronze medals a little bit later on. The bronze medal contests are for people who've gone through the repechage and also the defeated semi-finalists. So you have the 2 defeated semi-finalists going up against 2 repechage winners. And the very first of those, Kazakhstan's Zanbota Amantsol up against France's Helios, I need to pronounce his name correctly, Lachumanaya from Tarbes down in the south of France in the men's under 90 kilo category, the first bronze medal contest of the afternoon.
This is world ranked number 8 against the world ranked number 3.
That's right, Amantsol from Kazakhstan. 8th seed here, is 24 years old. It's his first Paralympic Games, as is the case for Lachumanaya. There is Helios himself. Defeated Hirose in the quarterfinals and then lost to one of the finalists, obviously Vahid Nouri. Second in the European Championships 2 years ago was Lachumanaya. Born in the greater Paris area but moved down south. And then here we have Zanbota Amantsol. He had to go through the repechage, got knocked out in the quarters and then came through. So he's had a little bit more of a workout today. Maybe that will count against him if this bronze medal bout goes the distance.
Referee for the bout is Iona Babouk of Romania, who'll be taking charge. She'll be bringing the athletes onto the tatami, the name of the area. If you're not familiar with Judo, the phrases used in the sport of Judo are Japanese, and the tatami, or the mat, is the area that they will be competing on, and that's that yellow square that you'll see in just a moment. And that's the competition area proper. If they were to leave that area and go on to the red part of the mat, the referee, you'll hear using the phrase jogai repeatedly to give the athletes an idea of where they are on the area and how they can orientate themselves back into the center.
Amantsol on the left of your screen to begin with. He is wearing the white judogi. Lachumanaya of France wearing the blue one. And we are underway, 4-minute bout.
Straight into the action is Lachumanaya. He tries to do the throw, but Amantsol manages to get on top. And the referee will call Mate. You see put that hand out to stop the athletes, and this is called kumikata, and they have to start off in this position, and that's a kind of neutral position. But once underway, as you can see, they can move anywhere on the tatami that they wish and try to get set to do a throw or a takedown. Oh, there was an ashiwaza there from Manyaya. And now you'll see the clock start to tick away here, going up to 10. If it's up to 10, that'll be a wasari. If it goes on to beyond that, could be up to ippon. Now it's the job of Amansal to try and get himself free of the tatami. We see now already a wasari score. Is this going to be an ippon within the first few seconds of the bout? It certainly is. Great result there.
Bronze medal for Helios Lachumanaya. He tried the throw, wasn't successful with that, but managed to pin his opponent first for 10 seconds for waza-ari, and then for a subsequent 10 to make it into ippon. That's the first of the 2 bronze medals in the books. A reminder that there are 2 bronze medals. Lachumanaya won't have to fight again against the other bronze medal match winner. There will be 2 bronze medals. We have a nice big podium here, and the first one of them is going to France, a proud judo nation that won the team event at the Olympics around 3 weeks ago at this very Nippon Budokan. And here they are with a bronze medal for Helios Lachumanaya in the men's under 90 kilo category.
This is first Paralympic medal for Helios Lachumanaya, France.
フランスのラチュマナヤ選手は初のパラリンピックメダル獲得です。おめでとうございます。
Gentlemen, you can see the highlights of this first.
He's very taking him down because he's done the hold down. Tate Shihogatami. Holding his mount in position on the ground, on the mat, unable to escape that.
Well, we said there was going to be more of a geographical spread. That's the first medal for France in para-judo. Not the first medal for a French speaker because Sherine Abdelawi of Algeria won gold in the under 52 women's category. But sticking with the men's under 90s, the second bronze medal match. Artur Cavalcante da Silva of Brazil taking off Alexander Nazarenko of Ukraine. Here is Nazarenko. Lost in the semis to finalist Elliot Stewart of Great Britain. He's wearing blue this time around, and then Artur Cavalcante of Brazil, as you can see from the red disc that he's got on his white judogi. It's not that he's representing Japan, even though that looks like a Japanese flag. That red disc is to say that he is class B1. All of the judokas are visually impaired, B1, and the red disc means that he is fully visually impaired, has no sight. So he is going to be led out by his coach, and then the referee, who we've just seen here, will come and pick him up and take him to the middle of the tatami. Alexander Nazarenko, the #1 seed, coming in here, so he'll be disappointed that he's only going for bronze. He's going to have to raise his game. Cavalcante in white, the #5 seed, 29 years old, finished 7th in Rio de Janeiro 5 years ago, whereas Nazarenko, world champion 3 years ago, European champion 2 years ago, and he was a silver medalist in Rio, hoping to add bronze to that this time around.
The referee from Uzbekistan, Vajislav Bretyenko, gets them into kumikata. And away we go, 4-minute bout. We have in blue Nazarenko of the Ukraine. Oh, now, that was so unfortunate because it was a great Uchimata attempt there and it would have been successful. But it may be that the mate occurred before the ippon was given. Well, let's have a see and how that unfolds. Because at the moment, the ippon is on the screen.
And the ippon has been given by the referee, and that is it. That can happen. A bout can be over in a matter of seconds, and in 15 seconds, the #1 seed overcomes the disappointment of not making the final. Alexander Nazarenko adds bronze at Tokyo 2020 to the silver he won in Rio 5 years ago.
Congratulations, this is second Paralympic medal for Alexander Nazarenko.
Just 15 seconds it took Nazarenko to get that ippon.
2度目のメダル獲得です。おめでとうございます。
It all happened so quickly, we're having to wait a little bit for the replay of that incredible ippon to come up. Here it is now.
The highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
Turns his man over immediately. Down he goes.
And Uchimata, unless I'm very much mistaken, that's when the leg of the attacker goes in between the legs of the opponents.
Exactly. And a great example of that.
2 bronze medals in the books already. One for Helios Lachumanaya, and the second one there for Oleg Nazarenko. One for France, one for Ukraine. Who's going to get silver? Who's going to get gold? IRI, the Islamic Republic of Iran, Vaid Nouri taking on Great Britain's Elliot Stewart. Elliot Stewart, the #4 seed. Vaid Nouri here on screen in the blue. #2 seed, 32 years old. Gold medalist 3 years ago in Jakarta at the Asian Games. This is his first Paralympics, however. Also the case for Elliot Stewart, 33 years old. From Birmingham, just down the road from me. And just down the road from Birmingham in Warsaw, he finished 5th in the European Championships 4 years ago, 3rd in the Euros, and here he is going for either 2nd or 1st at the Paralympics, the biggest prize of all.
The referee for the bout, Artur Fando from Belarus. And first out toward the tatami, Vahid Nouri.
Nouri has represented Iran in able-bodied judo and took part in the Asian Championships in Hong Kong in 2017 in the under 90 kilo category. He's also a wrestler, the Iranian sport of kurash, and won bronze in the 2015 World Championships. So an all-round sportsman.
Nouri, world ranked #2, and he's up against Elliot Stewart, who's ranked #4. So this should be a very close encounter, but unless we get similar results as we did in just the match before. 15 seconds was all it took. 4 minutes they have opportunity. Elliot Stewart in the white gi, the shiro. Nouri in blue. Ow.
Elliot Stewart's father, Dennis, represented Great Britain at judo and won bronze in the under 100 kilo category at the Olympic Games in Seoul in 1988. He also has a brother, Max, who's represented Britain in the World Championships in Tokyo 2 years ago. So very much a big judo family. Well, Shido goes against him, though.
He has indeed, because the referee was calling for Jogai, and Stewart stepped off the tatami. So he's perceived to have been doing that without any action. So that's the Shido he's received as a outside contest area. And again, the referee calling Jogai just to remind them that they've got to stay on the tatami.
So there's a yellow card up the top there for Stewart. You're allowed, well, 3 of them, and you're disqualified. You don't want to get one in the first minute. He's not going to be too concerned about that. However, if he gets a second one, then he's going to be walking a disciplinary tightrope. And speaking of disciplinary tightropes, the coach of Nouri has been Mohammeda Reza Haj Yousafzadeh. He's been told to put his mask up and probably to quieten down a little bit.
Well, the coach can give instruction to the athletes, but that has to be done in an appropriate manner. And once more we see getting close to that Jogai area. Both of the fighters, Nouri in the blue, trying to get his leg in between those of Elliot Stewart. They come back to the center of the area. Will be Kumikata. That is, they both have to start in a neutral position. The referee overseeing this, one hand on the lapel, one on the arm. Back in, there's almost a Uchimata attack there from Stewart. There, oh, so close with that Ashiwaza there. Nouri just managed to stay on balance. The Kazushi, the balance, is part of the challenge of trying to position oneself in the right way to be able to make an attack, trying to break the balance of the opponent. We're coming up towards the halfway mark. Still no score. The only difference being the Shido that is being invoked against Elliot Stewart.
Leg position.
Back into the action once again they go. Still making their way to the same part of the tatami.
They are. I think we need an extra camera position, don't we? They seem to be heading over there as if they're drawn in by their various fans. Obviously no fans allowed in the Nippon Budokan.
Or is it the magnetism of those coaches who are giving them instruction?
Might well be. No fans allowed in, as you can see, empty seats there. We know that's a great shame. However, there are a number of members of other sports. They've all got accreditations around their necks. They're all allowed to be here, and it's great to see athletes from other sports coming along to support their fellow countrymen and women as they go for bronze, silver and gold.
We're at the halfway stage now, and there's a turnover, and successful for Vahid Nouri. He got the ippon that he was looking for. Elliot Stewart fell into the trap set by Vahid Nouri. Looking over towards his coat, he can't believe that that was the situation. Uchimata, that was the one that was being looked for, and it came off. Right on the halfway mark of the bout. Elliot Stewart looks across. He knows that he was caught completely out, completely by surprise. Great sportsmanship being shown by both of these fantastic judoka.
Gold ippon goes to Vahid Nouri, the number 2 seed, 32 years old, from the Islamic Republic of Iran. First gold medal for them at these Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020. Silver for Elliot Stewart. A little bit of disappointment, but still a big smile from him. But it's all about Vahid Nouri. The Iranian flag being waved proudly. First gold in his first Paralympic appearance.
And the Paralympic silver medalist representing Great Britain, Elliot Stewart.
Here's a chance to have a look at that. Uchimata, absolutely brilliant. The strength from Nouri to be able to lift Elliot Stewart in that way.
It's the upper body strength, isn't it?
Fantastic. And also the leg being able to lift on that gluteus maximus, that big strong muscle at the top of the leg.
What a very polite way of putting it. That big strong muscle, the gluteus maximus at the top of the leg. That was a big hip, using the hip. Upper body strength as well, and there we go. Well, we don't even have time to catch our breath here. Women's under 70 kilos now, the first of the 2 bronze medal contests.
In blue judogi, representing Japan.
青日本小川
Ogawa, the defeated semi-finalist.
In white judogi, representing RPC.
And then Olga Zabrodskaya, she had to do it the tough way, coming through the repechage, and it was a double repechage as well, and she won both of those, did Zabrodskaya. Lost in the quarterfinals and then had to go through two repechages to get here and to go for a bronze medal. Olivier Desroses is the man in charge. Once again, 2 bronze medal contests. Ogawa in blue, born on the 16th of February, which is the same day as me, but I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be very impartial between the two of them. Olga Zabrodskaya, 36 years old as opposed to 24, Ogawa. She's the number 4 seed, so it'll be very much expected for her to come away with a medal. Number 12 seed, Ogawa, an outsider at her first Paralympic Games. As you can see, Zabrodskaya in the white being led out by the referee. She's class B2 in terms of visual impairment, so a little bit of vision. Same for Ogawa.
Now, the difference here can a double-edged sword. The lower center of gravity from Ogawa could work to her advantage. Zabrodskaya trying to use those long levers as they open up this first part of the 4-minute bout, just jostling for position, trying to find a weakness in the opponent's defenses so they can make their attack. All part of the set. Zabrodskaya there just trying to make an attack, but loses balance. And
in this weight category, which is the women's under 70s, there were 10 judoka on the list, and we obviously needed to whittle that down into 8 to get into the quarterfinals. And these two were involved in preliminary matches, so they've got a lot of judo in their legs today, and they've battled their way all the way through.
it's the phrase you hear, kumikata. They have to be in a neutral position. The referee has to be satisfied with that before he'll call hajime to get them started again. Just 1 minute of the bout gone. Still no score, no shido.
Guy.
Zabrodskaya in white from Moscow. 36 years old. She was world champion at this weight category 11 years ago in Antalya on the southern Mediterranean coast of Turkey. And it's a shido either way. The two of them for showing a lack of attacking intent. So the first sanctions left and right. And you may wonder, well, if you're going to sanction both of them, what's the point of putting the cards up there? But it's because they can be accumulated, and if you get to 3 shidos, you are disqualified. So 1 apiece for them.
But also those shidos get carried forward should it go to a draw at the end of the 4 minutes and we enter into a period of golden score. I say period, but there's no time limit in golden score. It can go on till it results in a victory either way.
The bright pink you can see in the background, the members of the Japanese delegation. That's the color they've chosen for Tokyo 2020. There's some very smart liveries that they're wearing.
Approaching the halfway stage and no scores either way. To just have that 1 shido, so everything equal. Ogawa just trying to get herself in a position to make an attack. She's trying to get the set. Zabrodskaya just keeps tapping away at the front foot. There she goes again, trying to drop. She was looking for an opportunity to turn into an attack, but didn't come off. Once more, the referee calls mate. Out is blue, so it is Ogawa who's received a second Judo. Another one will turn into Hansokamaki. She'll lose the match, so she has to be very careful now. She's still got 1 minute 35 seconds of the bout to go. Both of them trying to feel the opposition. There she tries for the drop Sioi. Mate was called, so they start again.
Well, a waza-ari has been given to Ogawa for that throw. She managed to get a shoulder down in the throw motion, so she takes the lead. With 1 minute to go, she has a waza-ari on the board. It takes an ippon to win it inside the 4 minutes, but if she is ahead 1-0 when the gong sounds in a minute's time, then she will have won the bronze medal, and it means she only needs one more waza-ari to make it into an ippon.
This time it is Zabrodskaya making the attack. She's obviously trying to up the game a little now to get herself back on track, but if Ogawa can get hold of one of those arms, she might be able to put on a lock.
Well, the advantage for Ogawa here, as Mate is finally called, is that Zabrodskaya is going to have to attack her, and if then she can get out of the way of the attack and then try to get a hold on Zabrodskaya, then even if it doesn't work, it's going to take a lot of time off the clock, and as we've seen, that's just taken 30 seconds off the clock, 30 remain.
Ogawa with that waza-ari lead as we go into the last 25 seconds. Zabrodskaya has it all to do here. She's got to try. She tries that sacrifice technique, dropping down onto her back. But again, it'll just eat away into those remaining 12 seconds or so.
11 seconds remain for Zabrodskaya, either to level it with a waza-ari or to win it with an ippon. Ogawa has to be careful that she doesn't back off or pull down and get another Shido. 10 seconds to go. Looks like it's going to be a bronze medal for Japan.
But that could well be over now.
Gong sounds. And there we have it. It is indeed a bronze for Ogawa Kazusa of Japan, as you can hear from the warm smattering of applause for the few people who've managed to make it inside the Nippon Budokan. Bronze for Ogawa Kazusa of Japan.
Well, she may have received 2 Shido for non-combativity, but her patience paid off in the end. She was able to get that waza-ari and take home a bronze medal.
24 years old, her first Paralympics. Recently moved up as well from the under 63 to the under 70 kilo category, so she's obviously a lot more comfortable there. And she's brought home a bronze medal to the delight of the Japanese photographers there. That's going to be on many a website and many a sports page tomorrow. Let's see how that waza-ari happened.
There we go. Iteo Toshi takes her over. And that was all that was needed. Down she goes. And there's the waza-ari from the referee. And there is the smile that goes with it for Kazusa Ogawa.
Moving swiftly on for the second bronze medal contest. Lena Ruvalcaba Alvarez against Raziye Ulusham. There is Raziye Ulusham wearing blue this time around, 40 years old. Defeated by the #1 seed Maldonado in the semis. She's the #5 seed herself and is the reigning European champion. Lena Ruvalcaba Alvarez. She was the champion in Rio 5 years ago, so how about that? The European champion against the reigning Paralympic champion. The #5 seed against the #2 seed.
Referee for the bout, Johnny Ramakers from the Netherlands, brings them out to the tatami, being led with determination etched all over her face. Raziye Ulusham.
Ulusham also, even though she's #5 seed, she had to come through a preliminary round, defeating Breskovic. Then made it through quarters, lost in the semis to Alana Maldonado, whom we will see in the gold medal match in a few minutes' time. Ruvalcaba was caught cold by the other finalists, Ina Kaldani of Georgia, but came barreling back in the repechage. Had to go through a 2-fight repechage to get here, and she absolutely flew through those 2 fights.
Ruvalcaba, the defending champion, unfortunately not being going for gold on this occasion, but I'm sure a bronze will be very sweet indeed if she can take it, but not if Ulusham is anything to say about it. She's trying to get herself in a winning position right from the off. Referee allowing the Niwaza action to continue, the groundwork. Ulusham trying to get hold of one of those arms if she can, and as indeed is Ruvalcaba. Referee decides that that's enough. Neither are likely to get a score, so he brings them back for Kimikata and start them off again with just coming up for 1 minute of the 4-minute bout.
You can hear the coaches in the background. Kultekin Sevinç is the national coach of Turkey on the right, and then on the left, if you've been watching over the past couple of sessions, you may recognize the voice definitely of Hilario Avila, father of Eduardo Avila, who got a silver medal in one of the previous weight categories. Avila himself, a former judoka, and a very, very vocal coach here in the Ruvalcaba Alvarez camp.
Ulusham trying to get in position to do the throw. Ruvalcaba having none of that though, standing strong. It's all about trying to get the best grip to be able to break the balance, the kazushi of the opponent, to set them up. You see that? Now, there we go. Ruvalcaba, what a fantastic ippon. The attack came from Ulusham, but it was countered and the balance of her was broken and she was slammed down onto the tatami for the ippon.
So the defending champion disappointed in the earlier rounds, but manages to grit her teeth and bring home a bronze medal. To the delight of her coach. A bow to the tatami, and then she's going to leap into the arms of Eduardo Avila. A bronze medal. Real disappointment earlier on in the day, and now tears of relief, emotion and joy pouring out. 35-year-old Rio champion. She has a full set now. She got silver in Beijing, gold in Rio, and now she's added bronze at Tokyo 2020.
Look how much it means to her. It's not the gold, it's not the silver, it's a bronze, but it still means the world.
We can see the sobs, we can hear them. Another medal for Mexico, and here's how it happened.
She counters here, down she goes with that Tani Otoshi, slams her down. She knows that it's going to be the one. Look at the power. And look what it means to her.
The 2016 Rio gold medalist. And in that final, she defeated a certain Alana Maldonado. And here she is going for gold once again, this time around against Ina Kaldani of Georgia. There is the Georgian, the number 7 seed, 24 years old, at her first Paralympic Games. Defeated Rubalcaba in the quarters. Incredibly impressive performances in the quarters and the semis. Alana Maldonado, she defeated Matilde Lauria in a matter of seconds in the quarterfinal. She has been all business as well. The 26-year-old number 1 seed going up against the 24-year-old number 7 seed. This is very much the future of para-judo at this weight category.
Referee for the bout from the USA is Gregory Moore. Takes the bow, a formality of the martial arts. And it's the bow toward Jiseki, which is the honourable area, the place of combat that these two athletes will be making their way to. Maldonado wearing the white suit, Shiro, and in blue for Georgia, Ina Kaldani.
Neither of them hanging around in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. They won them inside the distance with Ippon. Two very flamboyant judokas. Let's see what they've got to offer when there's a gold medal up for grabs. Both looking very calm.
The referee just trying to make sure that the kumikata is correct. And the grip has to be above the elbow, below the shoulder. Once they get into the bout, they can change their grip to suit themselves. Both the athletes are B2 class of visually impairment.
A lot of movement, not a lot of attacking yet. Mate hasn't been called. Gregory Moore, the referee, letting them get on with it.
His patience may run out shortly, though.
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Yes, he's let a minute of it go. No Shido has been given out. He's intoning Jogai, almost like a Buddhist chant.
Towards Mate now. Could well be a Shido for non-combativity. Indeed it is for both of them.
Well, they've basically just made it into a 2-minute 50-second bout, haven't they? They really were. It was like boxers in the opening round. That was an observation round. Here we go now.
And we can see, having now received a Shido each, they starting to open up a little bit. We've got an attack attempt here for Uchimata from Maldonado. Maldonado just trying to get a leg between there and hook it round.
Kaldani tries the same.
Kaldani drops back.
Wazari for Maldonado.
Patience has paid off, and she's trying to develop that further with another Wasari if she can. She's getting hold of that arm. She can get that free. She can put a lock on to the armbar with a Kensutsu Waza. That's what she's trying to go for. She's also got the leg across the throat of Kaldani. Referee says, no, you're not going to be able to develop that further. Calls Mate, and they'll come back to the centre. But it's taken a lot of energy out of Kaldani, that's for sure.
Maldonado opens the scoring with a Wazari and then tries to follow it up with a subsequent one. Didn't manage it, but she's eaten that. Once you're in the lead, then you're also trying to eat up seconds on the clock, and she's certainly done that. We're into the second half of the bout, 1 minute 45 to go, and Maldonado is in the lead.
And when they have Kumikata, it has to be one side, then the other. You see the arm just on the elbow from Maldonado. She's taking her opponent here, Kaldani, again towards that area in the corner of the tatami. 1 minute 28 seconds still to go. Kaldani trails by the Wasari from the Sumiotoshi of Maldonado. Goes for a Uchimata attack, as does Kaldani.
Maldonado's managing this very well. The seconds are ticking down. We now barely have a minute to go. Maldonado, the #1 seed, silver medalist 5 years ago. First ever female Brazilian world champion 3 years ago in Portugal. And now she is less than a minute away from gold at Tokyo 2020.
And now, can Kaldani turn her over? But no, Maldonado just clamps in, pulls her arms in tight so she's protected against the attack from Kaldani. 50 seconds still on the clock. Plenty of time for Kaldani to level the score, or indeed to go for a nippon.
Up until now, though, she hasn't looked like troubling Maldonado too much. Maldonado, the taller of the two, incredible balance and incredible fight management. The time ticks down again. Barely half a minute left.
Maldonado's strength and that additional height that she has seems to be taking its toll on Kaldani.
Furious instructions being barked out by the coaches. We're down to 15 seconds. Kaldani needs to do something.
She's being kept at bay by Maldonado, who's got those arms locked out straight.
The gong is going to sound in a few seconds' time, and it is going to herald a gold medal for Alana Maldonado. And if you didn't hear the gong, you will hear the roar from the 26-year-old #1 seed, silver 5 years ago, gold this time around.
Kaldani didn't really have an answer to the pressure of Maldonado throughout that bout. But it's a silver medal for Ina Kaldani, gold for Alana Maldonado.
Representing Brazil,
26-year-old gold medalist, 24-year-old silver medalist. We will see plenty of them in the years to come. A reminder that Paris is a mere 3 years away. And who's to say we won't see these two in the women's under 70 kilo category once again in 3 years' time up in Paris. But at the moment, it's not about Paris, it's about Brazil. Alana Maldonado of Sao Paulo taking the contest by Waza Ari. Didn't manage a Nippon, but she managed to get the Wazari after 1 minute and 45 seconds and then managed the rest of the bout. The remaining 2 minutes and 15 seconds, managed it absolutely splendidly. Waited for the gong and now calls for the flag. Ordem e progresso, order and progress. And she certainly progressed from silver 5 years ago to gold this time around.
Commanding performance throughout that bout and a well-earned Paralympic title.
Let's see how she won that gold medal with the Waza-Ari that she managed midway through the bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the highlights of this final on the screen.
There it is, the Sumiotoshi.
Number one is what she is. She was number 2 5 years ago. She's number 1 now. A gold medal that will be presented to her pretty soon. But before that, we're going to go for a medal ceremony of our own. We're going to go back, cast your mind back, only about 3/4 of an hour ago. We had the men's under 90 kilo category, the 2 bronze medal matches and the gold. And as you can see on the left of your screen, the flags are being brought out, the podium will be erected, and in a few minutes' time, we'll bring you the medal ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's under 90 kilogram category.
皆様、ただいまより男子 90kg 級の表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
First weight category of the day at the men's under 90 kilo. There's that long podium. Enough room for 2 bronze medals.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Miss Murphy Davis, Governing Board Member of the International Paralympic Committee.
国際パラリンピック委員会理事。
Accompanied by
続きまして
Mr. Janos Tardos, International Blind Sports Federation Judo Sport Director.
国際視覚障害者スポーツ連盟柔道競技ディレクター。
Bronze medalists representing France.
銅メダリストフランス
Elios Lachumanaya. And representing
21-year-old number 3 seed in his first Paralympics. And then the 35-year-old number 1 seed. Silver in Rio 5 years ago, world champion in Portugal 3 years ago, European champion in Genoa. Had to go via the repechage this time around, and still came away with the bronze. As well as the bronze medals, they get flowers and they get a mascot. What's not to like? I'm sure they can fit all that in the hand luggage on the way back after the Olympics.
silver medalist representing Great Britain.
銀メダリスト英国
Elliot Stewart.
The 33-year-old from Birmingham. He was just a few months old when his father won bronze at the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul. He has gone one better, silver here at Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Islamic Republic of Iran.
金メダリストパラリンピックチャンピオンイラン・イスラム共和国
Wahid Nouri.
The 32-year-old number 2 seed. He won gold at the Asian Games 3 years ago in Jakarta, and now he's added Paralympic glory and gold to that. He's a wrestler. He's also represented his country at able-bodied judo. Now he wins Iran's first gold medal of these Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Islamic Republic of Iran.
皆様、イラン・イスラム共和国国歌の演奏です。
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
The men's under 90 kilo category in judo, Vahid Nouri of the Islamic Republic of Iran with gold. Silver for Elliot Stewart of Great Britain. Bronze for Elios Lachumanaya of France and Alexander Nazarenko. Gold for Iran. I'm actually doing them a disservice. That's their second gold of the Paralympics thus far. Ruhollah Rostami got gold yesterday, lifting 234 kilos in the men's powerlifting. So how about that? Big podium, but they all squeeze in together, keeping the masks on. A gold, a silver, and 2 bronze. The medalists escorted off the podium. Time for a few photographs, no doubt. Applause from their various delegations. I'm pretty sure there'll be the odd quick photo where they pop the masks down, bite the medal, and then the masks go straight back up. Tokyo 2020 tradition. So as you can see, mat number 2 was being used for the podium. Let us get back to the action on mat number 1. Medal ceremonies are all well and good, but let's have the medal contests into the men's under 100 kilo category, the first of 2 bronze medal matches.
In blue judo, representing Brazil, 4 times Paralympic champion.
青、ブラジルパラリンピック4度のチャンピオン。
Antonio da Silva.
An absolute legend of para-judo, 50 years young.
In white,
Won
judo,
in
representing
Atlanta
Uzbekistan.
25 years ago, Sydney, Athens, Beijing, second in Rio, third in London.
ウズベキスタン、ロ
You almost feel sorry for the man coming up against him. Sharif Khalilov of Uzbekistan, the number 8 seed, 31 years old. He came second in the under 73 kilo category in London, moved up to under 81 kilos in Rio, and here he is now in the men's under 100 kilo category, going for a bronze against the legend that is Antonio da Silva. Da Silva in blue, as you can see from the red disc on his arm. He's fully visually impaired, has no sight. That's the B1 class, whereas Khalilov B3, so he has a bit of vision left.
Referee for the bout, Vasily Smolin of Russia, to bring both these fighters onto the tatami after the formal bow to Joseki in honor of the area of combat.
It's quite a surprise that Da Silva didn't make the final. He was defeated by Ben Goodrich of the United States in the semis. Goodrich, whom we will see in the final in the gold medal match in around 10 minutes' time.
Ready. Kamikata. Elbow. Straight.
Oh, straight away, Da Silva in the place that he has enjoyed for so long, and immediately goes ahead with Awasari. Taketa is to say that the action is finished, so the time has gone. You see that clock finished at 3 seconds on the count. And Mate's been called. So what a way to set the stall out.
I was saying it was a surprise that he didn't make it through to the final. I think he didn't want to be surprised here by Khalilov, who made it through the repechage. Determined to get another medal. He got bronze in London 9 years ago, silver in Rio 5 years ago, and then those 4 gold medals. Atlanta 1996, a quarter of a century ago, under 86 kilo category. Moved up to under 90s in Sydney, and then under 100 kilos where he is now, winning in Athens in 2004, Beijing 2008.
He has such a vast experience. He is feeling every little movement from Khalilov, and he knows when to make the attack, exactly what he's doing. Khalilov just trying to tease an opportunity to see if he can get through this champion that is Da Silva.
Okay.
The work has got to come from Khalilov. Da Silva, he is in the lead. He has that Wasari, but he is going to get a Judo as well now.
So a little disciplinary sanction, but he won't mind that too much. He's already halfway towards a bronze medal to add to his impressive haul.
Step back. Шаг назад.
6 Paralympic medals already.
Kamikata.
And the Judo is even wiped off. That's why he's not going to worry about it. He planned to retire after the 2018 World Championships, but realized he was still on good form, Da Silva. And you know what? He says he's going to keep on going. Paris is only 3 years away. That's one of the advantages of the delay in Tokyo 2020. So he's going to be around in 3 years' time at the age of 53 in Paris.
Well, age is nothing more than a number when you are an athlete, as Da Silva is. He's coming to the halfway stage of the bout, but he's got no intention of stepping off the tatami for keeps. He wants to stay right where he is as a winner. and a winner he has been for so long.
Joguei.
Kalilov is really struggling to find a way through the defenses of Da Silva. The knowledge and experience that the Brazilian judoka has is immense by comparison to Kalilov. Oh, Mate called. Referee brings them into the centre of the area again.
The bout seems to be getting away from Kalilov a little bit. Reminder that he got silver in one of the much lighter weight categories 9 years ago, under 73 kilos, and the first Judo is officially given out this time, and it goes against Kalilov for a lack of attacking intent.
Elbow. Straight.
Just over a minute and 15 seconds to go. You can hear the Brazilians in the crowd cheering on Antonio da Silva in the hope that he will get a 7th Paralympic medal.
These tactics have changed completely from the immediate attack right at the beginning of the bout. And he's protecting that Wasari lead, just waiting for Kalilov to make a mistake that he can cash in on. Kalilov drops, goes for the Tomionagi. But Da Silva sitting on top now. He's got 35 seconds to stay here. He can work him all the time. That clock is ticking away, eroding those seconds, bringing him closer to another medal. Phenomenal. The age of 50, being able to perform at this level.
Standing position.
25 seconds separating Antonio da Silva and a 7th Paralympic medal. A 2nd bronze to go with this silver and 4 golds. What can Kalilov of Uzbekistan do to prevent that? There's just 10 seconds to go before he hears the gong.
Kalilov now trying to make an attack here, and Da Silva keeping his legs well and truly out of danger.
You can hear the coach in the background telling Da Silva, 5 seconds. 5 segundos. The judogi is put back in place, and he gets a Shido for a delay of game penalty, as it were, but 5 seconds to go. What can Kalilov do?
Just got to hang in there now, Da Silva. Kalilov makes the attack, turns it onto his side.
It's Wasari.
Right on the last second, he turns Da Silva and gets that Wasari.
So it is 1 point all. The gong has gone, and we're going to go to golden score. How about that? He dragged that one out of the fire. Coach Chamalov certainly likes that one.
And he managed to get his leg across and hook the leg away from Da Silva for the Osotogari and equal the score. Wasari each, golden score it is, 1 Shido apiece. Now, can Da Silva find something deep? He's got the ability, there's no doubt about that.
Well, he's been managing the bout for around 3 minutes and just desperately trying to keep that, well, I say desperately, he was doing a very good job of maintaining his lead, and then he's had his pocket picked with a second to go of regulation time. So all of a sudden, one score will win it, 1 Wasari either way. Reminder that there is a bronze medal up for grabs here.
The fitness and stamina of the fighters is going to start to come into play here, because there's no time limit in golden score.
Take a grip. Wait.
Da Silva tries again to make an attack here. Mate called. They'll come back to the beginning. Get ready for Kumikata.
Please stand up.
All of a sudden, we're in a totally different bout. It was Da Silva's to win after that explosive start straight out of the blocks, and then he was just managing the bout from that point onwards. And now you would say that Kalilov, having equalised with a second to go, has got the wind in his sails. He's 20 years younger than his opponent.
Da Silva be drawing on all of those years of experiences, all of those finals that he's been in along the way. He would have been in this position on a number of occasions. He'll know where to go and what to do. Tried that Sutemi Waza. Drop back. Couldn't get the throw in though.
Kalilov, no slouch himself, 31 years old, and 9 years ago made the final of the under 73 kilo category at the London Games. He's used to medal matches. Big shout, motivate himself.
They take up the grip once again. So it's 1 minute and 8 seconds into golden score. They already had the 4-minute bout. The longer this goes on, the tougher it will be. Waiting for a mistake, a moment of hesitation. Da Silva drops to his knees. Now they both have a Shido against them. The Shido carries forward into the golden score.
3 Shidos and you're disqualified. And it might be that
Kumikata.
1 or 2 more are going to be given out, depending on how long this golden score period goes on for.
Wait.
See Da Silva pulling his man into him just to see if he can find that. Goes for the Uchimata.
Wazari!
And there we go.
It's given the way
It's
of
gone.
Kalilov. Kalilov breaks the heart of Da Silva. It won't be a record-extending 7th Paralympic medal for him. It's a first one for Sharif Kalilov. Bronze to the man from Uzbekistan.
He remained calm throughout the bout. Da Silva had his opportunity, couldn't take it. And the bronze medal goes to Sharif Kalilov of Uzbekistan, and how he pats Da Silva on the back. This great champion, defeated on this occasion by Sharif Kalilov.
This is second.
Well, it's a record that is unlikely to be equaled, let alone broken, for Da Silva. He was the first man ever to win 4 Paralympic medals in judo. He made that 5 and then 6 in Rio. He was looking for a 7th, and he was just 1 second away, but that was reckoning without the guts and determination of the fighting man from Uzbekistan, Sharif Kalilov. Uzbekistan already with 2 gold medals in the men's. Uchkun Kuranbayev and Firuz Saidov, and now we have Kalilov with a bronze.
And that's how he did it with the Yukio Toshi for his second Masari.
Great sporting spirits between the 2 men. Coach Jamilov of Uzbekistan once again congratulating a medal winner There is another bronze medal to be given out in the men's under 100 kilo category, and it's between Anatoly Shevchenko of the Russian Paralympic Committee and Olli Uppmann of Germany. Uppmann in blue with his coach Carmen Brugman alongside him. 33 years old, the number 5 seed. It's his 3rd Paralympic Games, 5th in London, 9th in Rio. Looking to go one better this time around. Shevchenko, number 7 seed, also 33 years old. He was also in London, where he finished 5th, which means he lost the bronze medal match. He'll be hoping again to go one better this time around. Shevchenko. Here's Uppmann. B2 is the category of vision that he has, whereas Shenko is B1. You can see the red disc on his judogi, indicating that he is fully blind. So he's being led out by his coach, and then the referee will hook on and take him to the middle of the tatami.
Referee for the bout, Jefferson da Rocha Vieira from Brazil. Prepare them for kumikata.
Hey.
Do the formal bow.
No kumikata, okay? No kumikata. Now, kumikata. Hajime! Jogai! Jogai! Até! Okay, no kumikata. Now, kumikata.
They have to stand very, very closely to each other. Arms be bent upright. And once they go, there's an attack there from Uppmann.
Jogai!
Tapping each of the, almost in turn. Just seeing how they can get a reaction. Ready to make a full attack.
Uppmann's coach telling him to keep calm. And then to go for circular movements.
Shevchenko there trying to do that movement around the area. 1 minute of the 4-minute bout gone.
Kumikata. Hajime!
Both seem to be adopting the same strategy here, just tapping away at the leg. You see Shevchenko breathing quite heavily here. It's a lot of energy just holding on with those grip. This jostling for position. See Uppmann trying to find the better of the two grips here, taking the gi above the elbow. There was a lot of effort put in there from Shevchenko, but Uppmann just stepping around him.
Well, we're halfway through this bronze medal bout. Not a lot to get our teeth into as yet.
No, no kumikata. Kumikata.
No score, no shidos.
Hajime!
There's an attack there from Shevchenko.
Bate.
There's Uppman's coach, Carmen Borgman, barking out regular instructions. And
Judo, awa.
Uppman
lack of
received.
combativity there from Uppman, so he takes the first sanction, the first yellow card against him. Reminder that 3 of those and you're disqualified.
Now that was a success for a big roar as he made that attack from Shevchenko.
The man from the Russian Paralympic Committee takes the lead with a wazari, and there are just 85 seconds left on the clock.
With that Ouchigari, that hook on the inside of the leg.
Close.
Managed to get Uppman down onto his side for a wasari score.
Hajime! Bate. Kumikata.
Here,
Referee is mic'd up, and when obviously he has to help Shevchenko,
Hajime!
who is B1 category, so fully blind, back to his spot, and Shevchenko gets very close to him. You can hear how heavily he's breathing. But there's only a minute to go, and he's the one with the lead.
well, both of them puffing away, putting a lot of energy into
Hajime!
the bout. Now can Uppman turn this around? He's got just 53 seconds in which to do so. Oh, what a brilliant technique there from Shevchenko for the Ippon. Absolutely fantastic.
Biding his time, the man from the Russian Paralympic Committee seemed to be breathing heavily throughout, but dug deep into his reserves and came up with a spectacular Ippon to take the second bronze medal in the men's under 100 kilo category.
Fantastic. Sasaito Kobayashi turned him over completely round onto his back.
Anatoly Shevchenko.
Disappointment for Uppman, whose coach leads him off. But how about that for Shevchenko? They started off with a defeat. He had to come via the repechage, won that repechage, and then wins the bronze medal contest, the second one, and he won it with some style. Gets a slap around the face there from Ruslan Izrapilov, his coach, who leads him off, and we will see him a little bit later in the medal ceremony. What a performance from him. A waza ari quite early on in the bout, and then this to finish it off.
Wow, brilliant how he turned him. Actually, Yoko Otoshi, when he turned him there onto his side. Look, slaps his hand. Delighted with that. He may have been puffing a bit because he was putting in so much effort, but it was effortless the way he pulled out that Ippon at the end of the bout.
From the 2 bronze medal contests to the gold, Ben Goodrich of the United States, the outsider. Number 4 seed, 28 years old, 9th in Rio, so defeated in the preliminary round. The partner of Nikki Pernheim, who was in the women's under 63 kilo category. But here is the number 1, Chris Skelly, 5th in Rio, 1st in Warsaw in the European Championships. Looking to make it gold this time around. Great Britain's first gold medal in judo is what he's hoping for.
Nadim Bayat, the referee from Turkey, be overseeing the bout in this gold medal contest, the men's at minus 100 kilo.
Now you can see, we've seen the red discs before, there's a yellow disc on the judogi of Chris Skelly, and that signifies that he is hearing impaired. Up he goes. He's part of a big Paralympic family. He is engaged. He recently got engaged to Louise Hunt, who is a wheelchair tennis player. She's currently commentating on the wheelchair tennis, but I have it on very good authority that she's got one eye on that and one eye on this. So I don't want to put you off your work, Louise, but eyes down. Your fiance is 4 minutes away from a potential gold.
But it is Goodrich who's in the attack to start with, but Skelly's turned him over. Still working hard in Niwaza.
Well, good grief. I've heard of going off the mat. I think they're going to end up somewhere on the podium or in the front row of the crowd. This Chris Skelly almost in amongst the Brits who are in the delegation there.
You see the referee had to tap him on the back, and that's to help him understand when he's got to stop, because he obviously may not be able to hear the command, Mate. Both with a low stance here as they start to try and find the right grip. Commanding the grip is so important. Making the right time, getting the right position to make the attack. And there's a drop CI from Ben Goodrich. But once again, Skelly manages to get to his feet.
Goodrich, who defeated Shevchenko in golden score with a Wazari in the quarterfinals, and then broke the hearts of the Brazilians and all those who were hoping for... Oh, how about that?
There it is. Wow, what power did Christopher Skelly have there?
So a Wazari for the Brit. That's one of his favoured moves. He likes to go down to the mat and use these powerful legs. And he certainly caught Goodrich by surprise there.
So he has that Basari lead with that Tomiyanagi. And that is one of the reasons why Ben Goodrich is trying to keep himself as low as he can, trying to avoid that same attack from Skelly. Once more he goes for the Tomoyonagi, Christopher Skelly.
It served him well in the semi-final against Upman, whom we just saw losing the bronze medal contest. And it's got him a Wazari lead in this final.
Still a long way to go. 2 minutes 30 seconds. We're not at the halfway stage yet. So there's plenty of opportunity for Ben Goodrich to get back on course. And immediately Christopher Skelly goes for the Tomoyonagi attack again. Now he's down, he's got the lapel. Can he turn this into a choke? No, he can't. Mate's called.
Ian Johns, the national coach, there shouting out the instructions to Chris Skelly. On the other side of the ledger, Ben Goodrich picks up a first Judo for lack of combativity.
You see the referee making a hand signal on Christopher Skelly's hand so that he is aware of exactly what the situation is. He knows now that Goodrich has a Judo against him. Now coming up to the halfway stage, and it's still Christopher Skelly leading with that Wasari for the Tomoyanagi.
Well into the third minute of this bout. Down he goes again. Goodrich counterattacks.
Skelly defending himself once he goes down to the tatami. And now here we're aware that there's only a minute and a half left of the bout. He still has the advantage of that Wasari. Ben Goodrich got to find something, got to dig deep. Skelly being asked by the referee to tidy his gi.
Goodrich in blue, the partner of fellow judoka Nikki Pernheim, who is in action on day 2. Skelly, who is engaged to Louise Hunt, who's made the semi-finals of Wimbledon at wheelchair tennis.
That was close. Goodrich nearly came a cropper on that one. He was nearly thrown by Skelly. Managed to get back to his feet. Skelly putting all the pressure on Goodrich.
A minute to go. Which way is this contest going to go? It's still open. That man there, Skelly, has the Wasari advantage. If the score remains the same, then the gold medal is going back to Great Britain, to Hull, to be precise. But there are 61 seconds for Ben Goodrich from the Twin Cities area, from St. Paul in Minnesota, to grab that gold.
Skelly won't just want to hold on to that one Wasari, because as we've seen in earlier bouts, tables can be turned so very, very quickly.
Skelly will be happy to tick seconds off the clock. Barely half a minute to go.
Skelly won't mind just holding in here. He knows that there's going to have to be an attack from Goodrich if he wants to take this gold medal away from him.
Skelly hasn't had any Shido, no sanctions against him. 16 seconds to go. Goodrich down, but not out.
But certainly feeling the pressure and the energy that's being drawn out of him by Christopher Skelly.
Here is the first Shido, and it goes, well, so one apiece.
But Ben Goodrich now has 2 Shido. There is 16 seconds still to go. So watch out for an attack from Ben Goodrich. Skelly digging in.
The gold medal, it all comes down to these last 10 seconds.
Skelly goes down to the mat with just 4 seconds still to go. Ben Goodrich with 2 Shido against him. Skelly with 1, but he has that Wasari. Can he hold in there for the last 4 seconds, or can Ben Goodrich do something about this?
Can Goodrich do a Kalilov, as we saw in the bronze medal match? 4 seconds to go. Wait for the call of Hajime, and then wait for the gong 4 seconds later. He can't do it, Goodrich. The gold has gone to Skelly.
And Christopher Skelly takes the gold medal for Great Britain. Fantastic result for him. Ben Goodrich just couldn't quite match that. Desperately tried his hardest to get a score, but it was Christopher Skelly's Tomoyonagi, that technique that saw him through into that gold medal bout, and he takes that fantastic win and the gold medal back to Great Britain. Christopher Skelly.
Well, the future Mrs. Skelly, if you're watching, you can be very proud of your fiancé, and please get back to your day job of commentating on the wheelchair tennis, but you can do so with an even bigger smile on your face. Nikki Pernheim, the partner of Ben Goodrich, you can be proud of your man as well. Silver medal for him. All part of the big Paralympic family. A huge hug there from Ian Johns, the coach. And an even bigger roar. Winner by Wazari. And it was a tight bout, as befits a gold medal contest. Little to choose between them. The two 28-year-olds, we'll see plenty more of them in the years to come. Paris, of course, only 3 years away. Oh, he's going to bring his coach down. Up you get, Chris. There is a Union flag to be waved. Tears in his eyes. The culmination of so many dreams. A man who was a fervent rugby player and had to give that up due to the physical impairments that he suffered. But he didn't suffer them, he turned them into a whole new career, and that has brought him Paralympic gold, to the delight of his fellow athletes.
And here's how he did it with that Tomoyonagi.
Gentlemen, on the screen you can see the highlights of this
That
final.
gold scoring moment.
Are you not entertained, he says, like the gladiator. Scellius Maximus from Hull, taking a gold medal back home with him. I think he was pinned down there, but not for 10 seconds. There was no waza-ari against him from his coach. Well, after all that tatami needs mopping down, disinfecting, which is what we do during these pandemic times. It's all part of the process. And there will be a break, mainly for us here in the commentary booths, to take a little grab a breath, and then after that we will have another medal ceremony for the women's under 70 kilo category. And we will bring you that as soon as it starts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony.
As promised, the medal ceremony.
皆様、ただいまより女子 70kg 級の表彰式を行います。
For the women's under 70 kilo category.
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
As I said before, I do like the Japanese livery that they've chosen this time around.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Miss Marukawa Tamayo, Minister for the Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games.
東京オリンピック競技大会、東京パラリンピック競技大会担当大臣。
Accompanied by
続きまして、
Mr. Komura Masahiko, President of Nippon Budokan.
The Nippon Budokan is where we are today, the spiritual home of judo.
Representing Japan.
銅メダリスト、日本、小川和沙。
24 years old at her first Paralympic Games, and here she gets a bronze medal on home soil. And then Lenia Rubalcaba Alvarez completes her set. Silver in Beijing 13 years ago, gold in Rio 5 years ago, and then bronze here at her 4th Paralympic Games. Medals, flowers and mascots all round. Lenia Rubalcaba,
Silver medalist.
35 years old. I'm sure she'll be back in Paris in 3 years' time.
Ina Kaldani.
Someone who will almost definitely be there. One of the surprise packages, definitely, of today's weight categories. The number 7 seed absolutely blasted her way into the final with ippons in the quarters and the semis. Came up just short in the final. But what a performance it was from her. 24 years old at her first Paralympic Games. So close in the final as well. There's just a wazari between them.
And Paralympic champion representing Brazil.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、ブラジル。
Alana Maldonado.
The number 1 seed swept all before her until that final, which, yes, it was a close run affair, but she was second 5 years ago on home soil when she was just 21 years old, world champion in 2018, and now she's added Paralympic gold to that. Brazil's 8th gold medal of these Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020. putting them 6th on the table, just ahead of our friends Azerbaijan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Brazil.
皆様、ブラジル国歌の演奏です。
The Brazilian national anthem for the 8th time here at Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. A familiar sound to anyone who watched motor racing at the end of the 80s and early 90s, or who's been watching football throughout their lives. The Brazilian national anthem here for Alana Maldonado, the #1 seed who has taken gold in the women's under 70 kilo judo. Gold for Maldonado of Brazil, silver for Georgia, Kaldani, bronze for Japan, Ogawa, and Mexico, Rubalcaba Alvarez. Masks off for a mere 30 seconds for the photos and the big, big smile. A quick bite, oh, a kiss. And then the masks back on. Going across in ages, 24, 26, 24, and then the slight outlier, 35. Pretty sure that these 4 will be around in 3 years' time when we get to Paris. And even behind the masks, even the double masks that the Japanese wear, you can see the huge smiles in their expressions. Not many people allowed in the Nippon Budokan. Obviously, you can see that everyone who is there is wearing an accreditation. They are members of delegations, and plenty of them from Brazil, celebrating the gold medal of Alana Maldonado. Mat 2 on the right, occupied by the podium. Let us turn our attentions to mat #1. So I think it's about time we got back down to some medal action. Women's over 70 kilo category. Altansetseg Nyamar of Mongolia against another Brazilian, Meg Emmerich.
Women's over 70 kilogram category.
続いては女子70キログラム超級 銅メダル決定戦第1試合です。
Meg Emmerich, the number 2 seed, 34 years old.
Bronze medalist,
青ブラジル
It's her
2020
first
世界選手権銅メダリスト
Paralympic Games,
Meg Emmerich.
despite the fact that she has plenty of experience to her name. She was 3rd in the World Championships 3 years ago. In white, 42-year-old Altansetseg Myanmar, the number 10 seed. Also her first Paralympic Games, but she won bronze in Jakarta 3 years ago at the Asian Games, and then 7 years ago she was the under 78 kilo champion in Incheon.
Referee for the bout is Roland Heuger of Austria. As the athletes make their way to the tatami, Meg Emmerich, first up, wearing the blue, that's Ao. Myanmar wearing white, Shiro, to make the formal bow. Bronze medal at stake, women's plus 70 kilogram category. Get Kumikata ready, and they'll be on their way. 4 minutes.
Myanmar of Mongolia in white, Emmerich of Brazil in blue. Emmerich, who was a defeated semi-finalist. Myanmar had to go via the repechage and did so very successfully.
Neither making a committed attack just yet. They're still finding their way. Referee just reminding them with the call, Jogai, that they're getting near the edge of the area, the yellow square that they're competing on. Mate called. So
I think that was the first mate after about a minute and 7 seconds. It was fast and furious stuff to begin with.
it was indeed, but whether the referee's going to invoke a Shido, he is indeed for non-combativity to both of them. So he was quite patient.
It was fast, furious, but not very well directed, all of that energy. There needs to be some actual attack. So the pair of them have a sanction. 3 of those, and you're disqualified.
Who's it going to be? Open the score, and there it is.
Ippon for Emmerich.
Great turn. She saw the attack coming in from Myanmar. Soremare is the command to stop.
The Brazilian wins it. So there was a lot of dancing around and a lot of conversation, not very much action for the first minute and 10, and then all of a sudden this bout caught fire, all courtesy of Emmerich, who wins it with an ippon. So 2 medals in a row for Brazil. It was gold for Alana Maldonado in the under 70 kilo category, and then a bronze immediately after that for Meg Emmerich in the over 70 kilos. Disappointment for Mongolia, it was their only medal hope.
Well, she's done the work now. She's delighted with that. Big smiles as she leaves the tatami. I get a chance to have a look at how she did that. Ippon for the Toyotoshi.
The The Ordeme Progresso flag is getting a good airing today. I'm sure Meg Emmerich said to Alana Maldonado as she was walking off, don't take that flag anywhere. I'm going to be needing that in a few minutes' time. And indeed she was.
Let's again put the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
It was in a counter from the attack. It was about to come in from Nayamar, and Emmerich managed to turn the tables on her.
Roland Poiga awards it to blue. It's the first of the 2 bronze medals in the books. Who is going to win the second one? Will it be Carolina Costa of Italy or Anastasia Harnik of Ukraine? An all-European battle, almost a local derby. Costa, whose mother is from Poland originally and represented Poland at the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona. There is Carolina Costa. She's the number 1 seed. Number 5 seed, Anastasia Harnik, 25 years old. Born in Kiev in Ukraine at her first Paralympic Games. Indeed, the pair of them are at their first Paralympic Games in their mid-20s and going for a bronze medal here. Costa, who defeated Katie Davis in a blink of an eye in the quarterfinals and then lost to Zarina Baibatina of Kazakhstan in the semis. Harnik, who had to do things the hard way, lost to another finalist, Karimova, in the quarterfinals and then came through the repechage.
Following the formal bow, Harnik being guided to the start position by the referee, Oliver Deros from France. Straight away, Harnik makes an attack there. Harnik doing plenty of work, and Costa at the moment not really engaging in the same way. Just trying to feel an opportunity perhaps to make her attack. And there she does, and she turns her, waited patiently, and then out came the Wasari.
She's got the first one. If she can hold it down for another 2 seconds, it'll be the second.
And there it is. Wasaria Waseti upon. How patiently Carolina Costa was. All of that work from Harnik. And then she sprung the trap. First of all, with the attack for the Wasari from the throw, and then a follow-up with the Osikomi hold down to take the ippon. Uchimata was the throw, and then the Osikomi.
Bronze for Carolina Costa, who looks up to the sky. She lost her father, Franco Costa, when she was just 11 years old. He was a judo grandmaster himself. Had his own studio in Messina in Italy, where she's from. She and her mother, also a judoka, ended up closing the gym. They couldn't keep it open, just the 2 of them. But she has since opened a gym of her own. And now she's going to be able to hang a bronze medal up in there. And I'm sure she was thinking about her father during this bout.
There's the Uchimata, and there she holds her down with the Kesa Gatami. And that's the Wasaria Waseti upon. They gave her the win. Fantastic gold medal.
So bronze medals for the number 1 and number 2 seeds, Carolina Costa and Meg Emmerich, but who is going to take gold? Will it be Karimova, the number 7 seed from Azerbaijan, or Baybatina, the number 6 seed from Kazakhstan? Here is Dursadaf Karimova of Azerbaijan. Defeated Harnik in the quarters, Emmerich in the semis. Two people we've just seen in action now. Number 7 seed, 36 years old, up against the number 6 seed, 37 years old. Take the same numbers, swap them around. Zarina Baybatina. Again, she defeated people we saw in the repechage matches. Niamar and then Costa.
Karimova marching out with such determination etched on her face. Baybatina making her way to the tatami. Plus 70 kilogram gold medal bout.
A Central European derby, Kazakhstan versus Azerbaijan. Not quite neighbours. Separated by the Caspian Sea. Well, they have a maritime border. Anyway, we are underway. The final women's bout. Kazakhstan going for their first judo gold medal of these Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Azerbaijan looking to make it half a dozen.
Karina Baybatina trying to get in a position so she can make an attack. Remember, in the last bout we saw the patience pay off. Suddenly springing an attack. The referee calls mate now, brings them back to the center. And there's a Shido. And it goes against Baybatina for non-combativity. Referee not satisfied, she's putting in enough work. Karimova once more makes this probing attack. And she's going to quickly switch. She was about to throw in that Uchimata attack.
Both of these fighters class B3, so it's the least visually impaired of the three categories. Referee still warning them, Jogai, that they're getting very close to the edge of the 10 by 10 meter tatami.
This time Baybatina goes over the top, around the back. She started to go for the belt. She was thinking about the back.
So a Shido goes to both of them, so that makes 2 Shido already to Baybatina of Kazakhstan, just the 1 to Karimova of Azerbaijan, barely halfway through this gold medal bout. However, that means that Baybatina of Kazakhstan in white is currently walking that disciplinary tightrope. 1 more Shido and she would be disqualified, and you hate to see a gold medal decided that way.
This time,
but it won't be. It won't be. It's Ippon. Ippon for Karimova of Azerbaijan, and let's make that half a dozen goals for that proud nation.
Well, she sprung the trap at right time, didn't she? Zarina Baibatina is still not up from the tatami. And the celebrations from Karimova for that fantastic result there for the Seoinagi.
Medical attention required, perhaps, for Baibatina. Let's hope not. A little bit of concern here. Have to make sure that Baibatina is going to be able to get up and leave the mat, but huge congratulations for Dursadaf Karimova. Her first Paralympic Games, and she gets gold. She was runner-up at the European Championships 2 years ago, and she has gone one better on the world stage. And there is that Azerbaijan flag once again for the 6th time at the Nippon Budokan over the past 48 hours. What an incredible performance it has been from Team Azerbaijan. And there, that is good to see that Baibatina is managing to leave the tatami more or less under her own steam. Let's see how this panned out.
There was the Seoinagi as she dropped down, took her over and rolled her around onto her back. And there she stayed for quite some time. So Zarina Baibatina was led off the tatami, but it is Karimova who takes the gold medal.
Speaking of gold medals, there will be a short break now before we have the penultimate victory ceremony, and that will be for the men's under 100 kilo category. That'll be coming up any minute now. There you can see the podium, and as soon as that starts, we will bring it to you. And then after that, we will have the final contests of the day, the men's over 100 kilo category. 2 bronzes and gold and silver to be given out there. So 3 victory ceremonies and 3 bouts still to come. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's under 100 kilogram category.
皆様、ただいまより男子100キログラム級の表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
Out come the medalists for the penultimate men's category under 100 kilos. 2 bronze, a silver and a gold. And in a judo tournament that has been dominated by Central Asia, we have a little bit of a change this time around.
Mr. Yamashita Yasuhiro, Vice President of the Tokyo Organizing Committee of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
東京オリンピック・パラリンピック競技大会組織委員会副会長。
Accompanied by
続きまして、
Mr. Komura Masahiko, President of Nippon Budokan.
公益財団法人日本武道館会長。
Bronze medalists representing Uzbekistan.
銅メダリスト、ウズベキスタン。
Sharif Khalilov.
The number 8 seed, 31 years old, silver in London 9 years ago.
RPC
Anatoly Shevchenko.
He was the number 7 seed. Lost a bronze medal match in London 9 years ago, won one today, representing the Russian Paralympic Committee. Khalilov from Uzbekistan, taking home a medal to go along with the golds that were won by Uchkun Kuranbayev in the under 66 kilo category and Feruz Saidov in the under 73 kilos. Mascots and flowers all round. I'm sure that Khalilov's wife Gulru will get the flowers and his daughter Halima will get the mascot. Ditto for Shevchenko. His wife Natalia will likely get the flowers, and then sons Vitaly and Vladislav will have to share the mascots. I'm sure they'll find him a second one. Ben Goodrich from St. Paul, Minnesota. 9th in Rio. And look how far he has come. Swept all before him up until the final today, to the delight of the United States and also to a certain Swedish judoka Nikki Pernheim, who's here as well. His partner, who was on the tatami yesterday, will be very proud of him.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Great Britain.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、英国。
Christopher Skelly.
Cheers from the Brits in the Nippon Budokan. Many of his teammates and fellow athletes came to cheer him on and saw him take gold. That gold medal going all the way back to Hull on the east coast of England. So for the 20th time at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, but the first time in the Nippon Budokan, we will have the British national anthem.
Of Great Britain.
皆様、英国国歌の演奏です。
Chris Skelly,
Ladies and gentlemen, the
gold
Paralympic
medal for
medalist.
Great Britain.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
Fifth in Rio 5 years ago. And there we go. Championes, ole, ole, ole. In typical British style. I'm sure there are going to be some more, rather more British celebrations once he gets back to Humberside. I think it'll be pork pies all round. Apparently that's his favourite food. He lists food as one of his hobbies. You can't argue with that. Former car mechanic, Chris Skelly. Keen rugby player, had to give up both of those when his eyesight deteriorated. Also hearing impaired as well. It's been a long, long journey for him, but that journey has culminated at the top of a podium. Chris Skelly takes a knee and then leaves the tatami, celebrating with his fellow Brits. He's celebrating with his fiancée, wheelchair tennis great Louise Hunt. Ben Goodrich as well, silver medal for him. And there, look at the celebrations in the background amongst the Brits. Congratulations as well to Anatoly Shevchenko of the Russian Paralympic Committee and Sharif Khalilov of the great Uzbekistan judo delegation. But at the moment, it's all about the Brits, all about Chris Skelly. Gold medalist in the men's under 100 kilo category. Moving from under 100 to over 100, the final three bouts. First bronze medal contest in the men's over 100 kilo category. And once again, it's that nation, Azerbaijan, Ilham Zakiev, number 6 seed, 41 years old. Gold medals to his name in Athens 17 years ago, Beijing 13 years ago, bronze in London, and he is looking to emulate that this time around.
From Turkey, Mr. Nedim Bayat.
Up against him, Shirin Sharipov of Uzbekistan. Well, here is Zakiev being led out. As you can see, he has the disc on his shoulder to signify that he is B1 category, fully blind. Uzbekistan. The referee is going to take him out. However, he does not appear to have an opponent. Shirin Sharipov of Uzbekistan is not here for this bronze medal contest. So it is awarded automatically to Ilham Zakiev. So yet another medal for Zakiyam. We don't know why Sharipov has not been able to make it to the bronze medal contest, but this means that Zakiev gets a second bronze to go with the one he won in London 9 years ago, and the 2 golds won in Athens 2004, Beijing 2008.
Well, he will accept the medal, no doubt about that, but I'm sure he would have preferred to have competed for it. Shirin Sharipov, unfortunately, not able to contest the medal. But there's that flag of Azerbaijan being flown once again.
Well, this time around, let's hope we do get a contest. I'm pretty sure we will. Cuban Jordani Fernandez Sastre, number 8 seed, facing Choi Kwang-jun from South Korea. And here is Choi.
2-time Paralympic champion, Choi Kwang-jun.
As you can hear, 2-time Paralympic champion at the slightly lighter weight category, under 100 kilos, winning in London 9 years ago, Rio de Janeiro 5 years ago. Jordani Fernandez Sastre.
Rio Paralympic Games bronze medalist.
白、キューバ、リオパラリンピック銅メダリスト。
So the two of them in Rio on the podium in the under 100 kilo category. Here they are in the over 100 kilo category, but someone who is under 100 kilos, I would say, is Artur Fando.
Considerably smaller in stature, but quite capable of managing this bout is Artur Fando of Belarus, as Choi Kwang-jun makes his way to the tatami, hastily followed by Fernandez Sastre. Now, both of these are fearsome warriors. The plus 100 kilogram, the heavy, super heavyweight division of judo. Bronze medal contest, the last of the bronze medal contests of judo for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. As we get underway, 4 minutes. And who's it going to be to take this bronze medal? We have Choi Kwang-jun of Republic of Korea, wearing the blue colors. And immediately we have a mate. Referee not satisfied that they're getting into the action. Gives them another chance, the benefit of the doubt. Fernandez Sastre started to make an attack there. Bringing in Choi as close as he can. Just so much effort goes in to try and get these men down to the tatami. Kumikata, that neutral position. Who's going to make the attack first? Didn't quite come off from Fernandez Sastre as Choi went down to the tatami and immediately covered up to protect himself. 45 seconds into the bout. This time, the referee is not satisfied with Choi in taking the grip. the kumikata as instructed, so he now has a shido. A quick twitch there from Fernando Sestri just to test the grounds. See Choi again going down to the mat.
I'd say the bigger they are, the louder they fall. Choi certainly making plenty of noise every time he's dashed to the deck by Fernando Sastre, but he's managed to avoid, he's always fallen forwards up until now, so avoided a wazari or an ippon.
This time it is Fernando Sastre who was down. He did attempt the throw, but couldn't get it into position. Bronze medal at stake. Men's plus 100 kilogram. Choi trying to go over the top, get round the back, and he turns his man, and Fernando Sestre is pushed down onto his back, and Choi Guang-Nguyen has scored ippon.
Well, the bigger they are, the louder they roar. How about that for Choi to go with the gold he won in the under 100 kilo categories in London and Rio. He gets a bronze in the over 100 at Tokyo 2020. Disappointment for Fernando Sastre, but delight for Choi.
Choi showing a great deal of patience before he made that big attack. Once or twice dropped down onto his front, but that was the first time that he really made a strong attack and defeated Fernando Sestre with the Sumi Otoshi.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
The attempted attack from Fernando Sastre, and it was cashed in by Choi, who took full advantage of that, scoring ippon, taking the bronze medal.
We've had the two bronze medal contests, or rather one was a walkover and the second one was done and dusted pretty quickly. Now it's the business end, quite literally. Unfortunately, it's the last bout at Tokyo 2020 here at the Nippon Budokan, but what about it promises to be? The men's 100 kilo and over final. Revaz Chikoidze of Georgia defeated Masaki in the quarters, Sharipov in the semis. 37 years old, the number 3 seed. Winner of the European Championships in Genoa 2 years ago, up against the number 1 seed, Mohamed Reza Kairolahzadeh. Defeated Suba in the quarters and then Choi in the semis. 28 years old, number 1 seed. Won the World Championships 3 years ago in Portugal. Promises to be an absolute cracker to finish off what has been 3 wonderful days at the Nippon Budokan.
And the man given the honor to oversee this bout is the referee from Japan, Hirano Hiroyuki. The biggest, and one of them will be the best in this plus 100 kilogram gold medal bout. The final of finals of Para Judo about to commence as Hirano Hiroyuki calls them together for kumikata. And the final 4 minutes as we get underway.
Chikoidze of Georgia in blue. Keirolazadeh of Iran in white. Iran going for their second gold medal of the day after Vahid Nouri in the men's under 90 kilo category.
Chikoidze just waiting for that attack, and there he came in for the Uchimata, and then he tried for the drop sioi, but couldn't quite get it off. Jumped the gun a little bit there, and the referee wasn't quite ready to give them the command to start. So he's going to warn now. So Korialadze gets a Shido for failing to take the grip. It's so important to get the right grip to get themselves into an attacking position here. Chokati just once more just tapping away at the legs of Korialadze. Keeping his chin in close, and again he goes for the Uchi Mata and then the drop sioi. Slightly taller Korialadze, keeping in close, fairly upright stance. Korialadze bringing his man back into the area. Korialadze trying to impose, and looks like Chikoidze may have a bit of a twinge on his knee. He's holding his right leg.
Both of these fighters have represented their country in fully sighted judo. Chikoidze, who we're seeing here for Georgia, won silver in the over 100 kilo category at the World Cup on home soil in Tbilisi in 2010. So that's 11 years ago. He's 37 years old now. Also Greco-Roman wrestling. Competed in the World Junior Championships almost 20 years ago now.
Getting close to the halfway stage of the bout, still no score. The only difference is the Shido against Korialadze.
Chikoidze trying to hook the foot around his opponent. Then Keirolazadeh does likewise.
Now, can Korialadze keep him down? The clock's ticking away.
10 will be Wazari. And he's getting there.
That's the Wazari score at that stage. Can he keep going for the Ippon? It doesn't look as though Korialadze is going to be able to get away from this grip that he's been held down with.
Gold for Keirolazadeh of the Islamic Republic of Iran. A second gold for them today. Waza Ari Awasete Ippon, the hold that went from 10 to 20 seconds. And he takes the final, the last of the 13 gold medals here at the Nippon Budokan at Tokyo 2020.
It's Kami Shiogatami, the technique he used to hold down Chikaladze to take the gold medal
And Paralympic champion.
and the Paralympic title.
Representing Islamic Republic of Iran.
勝者金メダル白イランイスラム共和国
Mohammad Reza Khairolazadeh.
A salute from him, and that's 2 out of 3 today in the men's for Iran. Vahid Nouri in the under 90 kilo category, Mohammad Reza Khairolazadeh in the over 100 kilo category, the heaviest of the heavyweights. And he wins it by Ippon.
There's been 3 days of top-class judo in the Paralympics here in Tokyo 2020. And what a fitting way to finish with that plus 100 kilogram contest between Iran and Georgia. 2 fantastic nations of judo expertise.
Representing Georgia, Rewaz Chikoidze.
ジョージアチコイゼ選手は銀メダルに輝いています。
You'd have thought they could have pressed that flag and got it a bit smoother, knowing that they were up for medals today. 2 of them, 2 out of the 3, with just Chris Skelly of Great Britain separating them on the men's side. Then 1 for Brazil, 1 for Azerbaijan on the women's. Let's see how Khairolazadeh won that gold medal.
And this is how he did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the
Kazuri
highlights.
Kamishiogatami,
Last final
the hold down. Once he got him in position, there was no way he was going to let him get up.
He salutes the rest of his delegation who were there to support him.
We've said before, very much a team effort, not just the athletes on the tatami, but it's also the coaches and everyone associated with getting them prepared for the judo.
In terms of the bouts, that's it, but we have 2 medal ceremonies to come for the women's over 70 kilo category and the men's over 100 kilo category. And as soon as they start over there on mat number 2 to the right of your screen, we will be there to bring them to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's over 70 kilogram category.
皆様、ただいまより女子70キログラム超級の表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
The medalists in the last of the 6 women's categories, and as is only fitting, it's going to be Azerbaijan atop the podium. Metaphorically, it's a flat podium, but it's Azerbaijan. 6 gold medals overall out of the 13 categories, 4 out of 6 in the women's. Only Alana Maldonado of Brazil in the under-70s and Shireen Abdelawi in the under-52s managed to keep them from making it a clean sweep.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Mr. Ogura Kazuo, President of the Nippon Foundation Paralympic Support Center.
日本財団パラリンピックサポートセンター理事長。
Accompanied by
続きまして
Mr. Georg Schlachtenberger, member of the Paralympic Order.
パラリンピックオーナー受賞者。
Bronze medalists representing Brazil.
銅メダリストブラジル
Maggie Emmerich. And representing Italy.
After Alana Maldonado won gold, Meg Emmerich followed that up with bronze straight afterwards, so 2 medals in a row for Brazil. And then Carolina Costa of Italy, looking resplendent there in the green, white and red of her country. Mother from Poland, Katarzyna Żukczak, who represented Poland at the 1992 Games in Barcelona. And then Italy, that was in judo, 78 kilos. And then Italy in the 72 kilo freestyle wrestling at the 2004 Games in Athens. How about that? Meg Emmerich, first Paralympic Games, first medal. 34 years old. She's a mother, has a son called Oliver. And the Brazilians here in the Nippon Budokan cheering on Alana Maldonado, and then also vocally showing their appreciation for Meg Emmerich.
Silver medalist representing Kazakhstan.
銀メダリストカザフスタン
Zarina Baibatina.
A struggle for Zarina Baibatina to get onto the podium. Made it all the way to the final. And then suffered an injury during that final when she was being pinned down for the Ippon against her. 37 years old, number 6 seed. Again, her first Paralympic Games. She only took up Para-Judo 5 years ago.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Azerbaijan.
金メダリストパラリンピックチャンピオンアゼルバイジャン
Dusada Karimova.
36 years old, number 7 seed, her first Paralympic Games, and here she is taking home gold. She finished second at the World Championships in Genoa 2 years ago, and here she is now with the shiniest of medals, the 6th gold medal for Azerbaijan at the Nippon Budokan. 4 out of 6 of the women's categories. What complete and utter dominance from them. 9 gold medals for Azerbaijan at these Paralympic Games, 6 of them here. That puts them 7th in the overall medal table. And let's listen to that wonderful national anthem once again.
皆様、アゼルバイジャン国歌の演奏です。
Thy honour we deeply preserve, thy banner we with glory raise, for all thy sons and daughters, O motherland Azerbaijan. The Azerbaijan march for all thy sons. Fugar Shirinli in the under 60 kilo category, and Hussein Raimli in the under 81 category, and daughters, Shahana Hajieva under 48 kilos, Sevda Valieva under 57 kilos, Karima Husseinova under 63 kilos, and here Dursadaf Karimova over 70 kilos. Karimova in the middle, Baibatina of Kazakhstan on the left, silver. Bronze for Meg Emmerich of Brazil, Carolina Costa of Italy. The final medal ceremony in women's judo at Tokyo 2020. penultimate ceremony overall. We just have one more to go before we bid a very, very fond farewell to the Nippon Budokan as far as these Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games are concerned. And we're going to finish off with the men's over 100 kilo category.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's over 100 kilogram category.
皆様、ただいまより男子 100kg 超級の表彰式を行います。
Well, with a heavy heart, we have to welcome the medalists for the final weight category at Tokyo 2020 Paralympics Judo. Men's 100 kilo and over. Let's finish off with the big hitters. An Azerbaijan presence once again.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Mr. Ogura Kazuo, President of the Nippon Foundation Paralympic Support Center.
日本財団パラリンピックサポートセンター理事長
Accompanied by
続きまして
Mr. Georg Schlachtenberger, member of the Paralympic Order.
パラリンピックオーダー受賞者
Bronze medalists representing Azerbaijan.
銅メダリストアゼルバイジャン
Ilham Zakiev.
41 years old.
And representing Republic of Korea,
大韓民国
Choi Kwang-yu.
33, number 4 seed, gold in London and Rio in the under 100 kilo category, and here he adds, well, he was world champion at that category as well 11 years ago. Runner-up in the Asian Games 3 years ago, and now he's moved up to over 100 kilos. Reliably informed that his mother encouraged him to take up judo in order to lose weight. Well, how about that? He's moved up to the heaviest of weight categories, and he's taking home a bronze medal. Speaking of bronze medals, that's what Ilham Zakiev is taking home as well. Back to Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan currently 7th in the overall medals table, level with Brazil on golds. 9 golds, 3 bronzes. 6 golds and a bronze here in the Nippon Budokan. So 2 golds for him, and now Paralympic bronze. Ilham Zakiev,
Silver medals
gold in
representing
Athens
Georgia.
and Beijing, bronze in London, bronze here.
Relas Chikoidze.
Chikoidze made it all the way to the final, the 37-year-old from Georgia, number 3 seed. Won the European Championships in Genoa 2 years ago. Represented his country in fully sighted judo and wrestling, and here he is getting silver medal at the Paralympics. Voted best male para-athlete of the year in Georgia 2 years ago as well.
and Paralympic champion representing Islamic Republic of Iran.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、イラン・イスラム共和国、
Mohammad Reza Khairolazadeh.
28 years old, the #1 seed. Lives in the capital, Tehran. This is his first Paralympic Games. He won the World Championships in Portugal 3 years ago. Runner-up in the Asian Para Games that same year. Known as the Tiger of Mazandaran. And here he is with a gold medal, Iran's second of the day, after Vahid Nouri in the under 90 kilo category. So once again, we will get to hear the national anthem of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Islamic Republic of Iran.
皆様、イラン・イスラム共和国国歌の演奏です。
Another fine national anthem, and one that we've heard twice today.
The Paralympic medalists.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
Mohammad Reza Khairolazadeh for Iran gets gold. Silver for Georgia, Revaz Chikoidze. Bronze for Azerbaijan, Ilham Zakiev. And for Republic of Korea, Choi Gwang-jeon. Choi, who won gold in Rio and London. Zakiev, gold at Athens, Beijing, bronze in London. But it's all about the gold for this man, Mohammad Reza Khairolazadeh. The biggest of the big, the biggest of the big hitters. Azerbaijan celebrating as well they should. 6 golds and that bronze as well for the veteran Zakiev. Iran up to 16th in the Paralympic medals table. 3 golds and 3 bronzes. 2 golds today here at the Nippon Budokan. Off goes Zakiev. 17 years ago, made his Paralympic debut, winning gold in Athens. He's a 24-year-old. Here he is, 41. Class B1, as you can see, he's fully visually impaired. Taken off by one of the members of the delegation. His sons Ilkin and Hamza and his daughter Aynur will be incredibly proud of him. 4th Paralympic medal. And so it is that we bid farewell to the Nippon Budokan. 13 weight categories we had. 6 for the women, 4 for the men. In the women's, 4 golds for Azerbaijan, Hajieva, Valieva, Husseinova and Karimova. Also, 1 for Algeria, Abdelawi, and 1 for Brazil, Maldonado. In the men, 7 categories. Once again, Azerbaijan dominating, Uzbekistan getting a couple as well, 2 for Iran. So 2 each for Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan and Iran, and 1 for Chris Kelly of Great Britain. It's been wonderful to bring you the judo at these Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. I truly hope that you have enjoyed watching them and that we've been able to bring a little flavour of Tokyo Nizero Tokyo 2020 into your homes. Thank you so much for watching.
Il y a comme une différence, j'arrive pas à savoir de quoi, mais il est bien habillé, pas moi. Là, t'as fait le contrôle. C'est bon.
IBC. Mono English mix. IBC.